Well, there was one more thing I wanted to check out on the plumbing, and I thought I would come back here and take a look at it, and sure enough, you see here, it says lav. That's the center of it. Here's the hot water, here's the cold water. And see this, here's the line with the X, and that's where a 2x6 wall is going to go through there. This is a tub vent. But now how come the hot and cold water, see this is the cold water for the lavatory sink, and the hot water for the lavatory sink. Now how come they're over here and they're not inside the wall? I wish they were inside the wall. For some reason they're not. And some people nowadays, when they install a cabinet, like a bathroom cabinet, have you noticed that the water gate valves, or the water valves, they are up above the floor of the cabinet base for the sink? I don't like it when they do that. And we've got some like that at our house, and I don't like it. I wish they would put these in the wall, come up, and then stub out of the wall, so it's not in the cabinet base. Because when it's in the cabinet base, then it's hard to stack things in the cabinet without hitting the hot and cold water valves. You can't put any little nice containers underneath the sink to hold all your stuff. Well, you can, but you've got to go around the valves that come up from the bottom of the cabinet. And I was looking at some other places. Now see, look at this. Same thing. Here's the other one. These are back bedrooms here, and this one, same thing. The vent for the sink, the cabinet sink, is inside the wall. See, just barely, but they'll be able to get it in there. And the hot cold water lines are up here, beyond the wall. See, once the wall gets framed, then you install the sheetrock, then the cabinet back goes on. It's going to be towards the back of the cabinet. Yeah, but it's still going to be on the floor. I don't like it when they do that. But he's being consistent. I guess he likes to do that, and he might have done that for a reason. I was looking over here. This is the only other one that I've seen that goes up against an existing exterior wall. See here? It says 2-inch, and it says sink, and this is where the drain's going to be. Now I'm not quite sure exactly what's going on here, but see, the hot and cold water lines are over here, not up against the wall. Here you'll have the exterior wall and then sheetrock, and then it almost looks like the drain is going to be hooked up and gone down inside the cabinet base and not into the wall and then down. And maybe he decided to do that because this is a funky wall. You've got the concrete stem wall there, and then you've got this mud plate on here, and then the plywood's going to be right here. This wall is built slightly different than some of his other walls over there, and he was having a hard time figuring out, okay, how am I going to get that up in the wall because of this concrete here. Do you see what I mean? He would have had to jackhammer all that out and then fish this through there, notch the mud plate out to get this drain, the vent, up over here. See, and somehow he'll have to come from here and then elbow T over for the drain, and then he's got to elbow over this way to get up in the wall for the vent. And so once he decided he was going to do that, maybe that's why those two, he decided, I'll just put the gate valves for those two sinks over there in the cabinet base as well, just to keep it all the same. I don't know. Okay, I just wanted to point that out, but I always like it when you get the hot and cold water out of the wall and then out, so that you have the the valves on the wall rather than on the floor. So think about that, and because whichever way you want it, you can tell your plumber which way you want it. Now here's something else I had written down. Look at this. I wrote down, see here, I wrote down some different things. It's hard. My video camera is messing up when I hold something like that. It's hard to see anything in the screen, isn't it? That's why I know I need to get a new video camera, I guess. But it's okay when the sun starts going down. See, I can see everything with the video camera, so I'm still okay. One other thing I wanted to point out, or one of the things anyways, was before they put plastic on the floor, remember I was saying they would have to put some visqueen down there, and that's kind of like a code thing for a moisture barrier. Now, maybe in your area, maybe the inspector's not gonna require that, but you might want to find that out and see before they do that. Here, they're going to have to pick up all of the wood. Remember I was telling you, all those blocks of wood. See, there's a block of wood there, and I see some more over there, and there's all kinds of wood shavings down in there. See, it's kind of hard to see, but there's wood shavings down there. And what are those wood shavings from? Well, I'll tell you what they're from. You see when he ran his plumbing pipes inside the wall, or inside the TGI floor joist, instead of coming from the bottom and zipping up and over and maybe only having to drill those holes, he had to drill those holes. Now see all of the wood shavings down here? See all that? All that stuff has to be cleaned up prior to installing that plastic down there. And guess where else he's got holes drilled? You remember? Look at all of those pipes. Remember I was having a hissy fit about that the other day when he ran all of his plumbing lines inside the actual TGIs. He had to drill holes, 3 holes through every single one of the TGIs all the way down. And I'll take you around over to the other side because he had to drill some more stuff over there. So all of those, you're going to have wood shavings like this, aren't you, from where he drilled all of his holes. All of that stuff has to be picked up. All of it. The inspector's not going to allow that underneath your floor. If he's a good inspector, he'll catch all that. Now see, you remember they drilled holes through all of this over here, and so you've got the wood. You've got wood shavings down there. See down in there? Look at this. All that wood. All that's termite food. You see? Everywhere where he drilled holes, it's all on there. So whoever puts the plastic down, they're going to have to pick all of that stuff up. Yes, sir. All of those wood shavings. You can't have those underneath your house. That's termite food. So everything has to be picked up. Even things over in here. Remember, if you drill this hole here, there's some stuff there. So I know there's some stuff. There's not very much, but there's stuff down there, down here, and everywhere. Here's more stuff down in there. You see it? So all of that stuff has to be picked up. And we'll walk over here, and let's see here. Let's see where he had. You can see up in there. All of that piping was drilled through there. Isn't that something? And still to this day, I do not know why he had to drill all those holes. I would have ran it underneath the floor joist. Even if I was working here by myself, I would have ran them underneath the floor joist and then got underneath there with his little straps like this and strapped it under here. Boom, 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 and every other one. But see all this he's got drilled? See all the wood shavings down there? That's from all of his stuff that he drilled. All that stuff has to be picked up before you put your moisture barrier down. Okay, so that's something you might want to think about before starting to do plumbing and running all of your pipes through the TGI floor joists like he did here. Okay, just wanted to point that out to you. You decide. Another day has come and gone. Well, that's all I got for this time. But I'll be back with more videos. Well, it's time to go home and eat.